Today we're looking at the functionality of the Shift Line Everest II reverb and delay pedal. The Everest II offers 12 combinations of reverb and delay algorithms. Released back in November 2020, the pedal has never stopped evolving. In this video, we'll explore the functions of firmware version 2.0. You can install this firmware and get all the new functions regardless of which print your Everest II has. If your pedal has the older print, check out the support page for a cheat sheet which maps all the new functions on the faceplate. You can also find the update instructions on that page. Before we dive in, let's hear a few sounds of the Everest II with the latest firmware installed. Check out the rest of our channel as well as the product page for more examples with other instruments. Let's now take a closer look at what the Everest II can do. First, the connectivity. To use the pedal in mono, we recommend using the left input and left output. Use the left input and both outputs to convert a mono signal to stereo. In this case, the signal will go through both processing channels. With the Everest II, you can get a wide stereo signal from any sound source. Plug mono cables into each input and output when using the pedal in stereo. The reverb section always processes the left and right channel independently. The delay is applied to the channels independently in stereo and reverse modes. In ping-pong mode, the delay is applied to the sum of both channels and then spread across the stereo field. If you're looking for something unpredictable, try using the Everest II in mono for double processing. This will make the signal go through the algorithms twice, potentially resulting in pretty wild sounds. With this type of connection, you can also insert extra effects into the loop between the processing stages. Let's add the Buzz V2 drive pedal into the mix. The on foot switch turns the pedal on. If the LED above it is glowing, it means the effect is engaged. The dry signal doesn't go through AD-DA conversion and has no latency or distortion. The Everest II offers 3 active bypass options. You can switch among them with the beat switch while holding down the on-hold foot switch. The bypass mode is displayed whenever you change it or power up the pedal. The up position, red, is the no tails mode. The effect will only be heard while the pedal is on and will be gone immediately when you turn it off. The center position, blue, is the tails mode. Once you've turned the pedal off, it will keep playing the reverb and delay tails, but it won't process any new input signal. The down position, white, corresponds to the kill dry with tails mode. The dry signal will be completely removed from the signal chain. Just like in the previous mode, reverb and delay tails will persist even after you've turned the pedal off. If you're going for a wet-dry-wet setup or use an external dry-wet signal mixin, this mode is for you. The Everest II has independent delay and reverb controls, along with a global stereo width control knob. Let's take a closer look at the UI elements. The pedals controls have multiple functions. Primary functions are printed in bold. The reverb knob controls reverb output volume. Set this knob to the minimum to remove any reverb from the output signal. The delay knob controls delay output volume. Again, set it to the minimum if you don't need to hear the delay. This way, the Everest II can be a delay pedal with no reverb, a reverb pedal with no delay, or a combination of the two. The delay and reverb sections always process the input signal in parallel. The stereo knob affects both sections at once. This knob sets the stereo width of the output signal. At the 12 o'clock position, the left and right channels have no crosstalk. Turn the knob to the left to narrow down the stereo field, up to getting a mono sum of the two channels at the minimum position. Or turn it to the right to increase the stereo width. With this knob alone, you can focus the wet signal to the center or pan it to the sides. Use the delay time knob or tap foot switch to set delay time in quarter notes. With the beat switch, you can easily turn quarter notes into triplets or dotted eighths. Both controls affect delay time in the same way. The one used last will override any previous delay time settings. The maximum delay time is 1 second. The LED above the tap foot switch displays the set delay time. If you set the delay time knob fully counterclockwise, you'll get no delay repeats, but the modulation and filtering will still be applied to the signal. The delay region knob sets the number of repeats. In the minimum position, it's a single repeat. Turn the knob fully clockwise to get the same effect as holding down the hold foot switch. The rate at which delay repeats build up depends on the algorithm. With some patches, the pedal will go into self-oscillation and distortion faster than with the others. Use the mod switch to select the algorithm. The switch selects one of the 3 algorithms from the bank. The Everest II has a total of 12 algorithms, which are all directly accessible from the UI. To select other banks, you need to use some of the control's secondary functions. Press and hold the hold foot switch, then use the bank switch to select the bank. The up position gives you access to the blue bank, the center position to the red bank, and the down position to the magenta bank. To access the cyan bank, press and hold the alt foot switch, then set the bank switch to any position. The LED above the on-hold foot switch displays the color of the active bank. The names of the banks which require you to hold down the foot switch are printed in inverted colors, just like the word hold itself. Secondary functions which you can access by holding the alt foot switch are printed in a box. This includes the cyan bank selection. Let's see what secondary functions we can get access to with the alt foot switch. While the foot switch is held down, the LED above it glows magenta. This means we can now use secondary functions. The reverb decay knob sets reverb decay time. Turn it up to the max to get the same effect as holding down the hold foot switch. The reverb tone and delay tone knobs control the filters for their respective effects. The further you turn them counterclockwise, the more highs get cut off. The 2 sample rate reduction knobs control the sample rates for each effect. This is handy if you want to have a lo-fi sounding delay or reverb. Turn either knob down to the minimum to remove any sample rate reduction from the respective effect. The delay type switch selects among the 3 available delay types. The selected delay type is indicated by the tap foot switch LED. The up position, white, is the stereo delay with independent channels. The center position, red, is the reverse delay. The channels are independent and the delay buffer is played back in reverse. The down position, green, is the ping-pong delay. The input signal gets summed down to mono, then bounced back and forth between the left and right channels. Primary and secondary parameter settings have no effect on each other. Of course, on the pedal itself, you'll only see the settings for the parameter which has been changed last. The on-hold foot switch gives you 2 performance functions. Press and hold it for more than 300 milliseconds to activate hold mode. This will simulate turning the reverb decay and delay regen knobs to the max, resulting in almost infinite reverb and maximum delay feedback. The LED will be flashing in various colors. Release the foot switch and the parameters will go back to the values set through the UI. The other performance function is the favorite preset. It's a full snapshot of parameter values which is saved into memory. You can recall it by double tapping the on foot switch. When you do, the LED will glow green. Double tap the on foot switch again to exit the favorite preset and return to parameter values set through the UI. To save a favorite preset into memory, press and hold both foot switches for 3 seconds. The preset will be saved and the LED will light up in green. Let's now look at the control input and the micro USB port. Those two allow you to set up external parameter control. By default, the control input is set to receive MIDI, which can control all the parameters. In the factory settings, the Everest II is set to MIDI channel 1 and also receives MIDI clock. To change the channel or filter MIDI messages, connect the pedal to a computer through the micro USB port. The pedal's flash memory contains the everest2.set file, which you can open in any text editor. Check the Everest II support page for a detailed guide on editing the file. By changing the pedal settings, you can determine the control input's behavior. Aside from MIDI messages, this input can work with a passive controller, either to use it as an external tap tempo button or to recall the favorite preset. Moreover, the Everest II can receive active analog triggers, S and V type, as a clock source. Let's see a few examples of external control. Passive controllers are the easiest case. Let's set control input value to 0 and use the controller as a tap tempo button. If the input value is 30, the controller will recall the favorite preset with a single tap. Control input values 1, 2, 3 and 4 set up the pedal to receive analog triggers of various types. Unlike passive controllers, active triggers allow you to clock the pedal precisely and change delay time on the fly while you aren't physically interacting with the pedal. In fact, analog triggers work for this purpose even better than MIDI. They are more precise and allow for more complex rhythm patterns. Let's clock the Everest II with a roll and drum machine and see how delay time reacts to different trigger intervals. Of course, control input value 10 is the most powerful mode, full parameter control over MIDI. Keep in mind you need a MIDI Type A cable for this. The Everest II can receive MIDI from any kind of source. For instance, an iPad with TouchOS installed can send messages to a wireless MIDI interface, which is connected to the pedal. .osc config file is available from our website. Using the M-Wave chocolate, we can send program change messages to the Everest II to select algorithms. We can also control all parameter values or recall the favorite preset. Check out our website for a guide on MIDI setup with the Everest II. The link is in the description. So what do we have here? With firmware 2.0, the Everest II now has separate parameter controls for delay and reverb. It can also do sample rate reduction for lo-fi sounds. Finally, the reverse delay type has been added. With all this, the pedal's sonic palette has grown much wider. We recommend this firmware update to all Everest II users. You can find detailed descriptions, guides and video examples with various instruments on our website. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye!